confusion and a fog, or I'm crystal clear are your two choices. Where are you? Fog. Who's in a fog? Let's say this means yes, by the way. This doesn't. This means I'm half-baked. This means yes. Who's crystal clear? Just to be clear, who's in business right now? Obvious metaphor aside, window cleaning industry, who's actually crystal clear about everything in their business, where they're going, what it looks like, what we need to do? Who's crystal clear about it? Who's got a bit of fog? That's business. The simulation that you're in right now is a real life example of business. Isn't it a real life example of life? You don't have all the facts ever. And every moment of every day we need to make decisions, and we must make decisions based on not just the information at hand, but our interpretation of the information at hand. Cialdini wrote a book called Influence, and there are particular laws that we, or rules that we as people adhere to. One of them is the law of consistency. When I say yes or no, I then have to continually say yes or continually say no. So when I make a critical decision in the moment with limited information, even in the presence of more and even more compelling information, my natural state is to reinforce the first answer that I gave, the no or the yes. So I say yes, then I get all this compelling information. Who's ever had shares that have done well and then tanked? But I hold on to them because, and I look for it, and I justify it, and I keep that, because we have this law of consistency that we must follow. Because if I then go, not so good, cash out, even though I take a loss, what I'm saying is I was wrong. And who loves being wrong in the room? So there's a law of consistency at play. So with most of the things that happen in the business, most of the conversations, apart from emergent crises that need a decision on the spot, we don't actually make the decision there in the moment. We don't make the decision there in the moment. If you and I are having a conversation about going into business together, or you want to be a customer or a supplier, we're negotiating terms. I'll negotiate the terms, but almost never agree in the moment. I will come back to you and say yes or no, an hour later, 24 hours later, or whatever it is. Because I know that in the moment, with all the information, I'm not getting the real picture. I'm getting the information through my own filters, which is not the truth. It's the truth as I see it, but it's not real. And as soon as I can step away from that, I can put different filters in play and you start to see things with more perspective. Mark and I were talking about this earlier. He's doing up the plans, designing his house, there's numbers everywhere, something's out by 5 mil, and I've spent 3 hours and 30 times I've gone over it and I cannot find that 5 mil. You're doing the books and the numbers aren't adding up and you know they should. Screw it, you throw it in, you go to bed. And you get up the next morning, you look at the same spreadsheet and bang, it's the first thing you see. Who's experienced that? That's what we're going through here.